So after about 3 or 4 years of ownership now, the Grom needs some new, finally needs some new front brake pads. So I've got myself fortunately only one side, it's got one caliper. So I got some of these guys from EBC. I've had some good experience with the sintered brake pads, so that's what I'll be putting on. So the brake caliper is held on by two 12mm bolts, and then the pad retaining bolt is here, and that's 8mm. So when I was doing this, they were very stubborn, so I had to extend my socket and get some leverage by putting a longer spanner on, and then they managed to move. And now if we take these out, part of the reason why they're difficult to get out, because here you got some, looks like some permanent thread lock, and they were absolutely screwed right in. So this should be relatively simple. So the caliper comes off with those two bolts, and you slide the caliper off, and then yep, I got my money's worth of those. So what I'm going to do now is take out this caliper bolt pad retaining. They should just drop out then, and then what I'll do is I'll cut to me having taken the sintered pads out, and then slip them in the caliper, and then it should just be a case of screwing this all back up. Let's see. So sorry I'm having to do this on phones today, but I set up the GoPro and then the battery was dead, and I've got about 20 minutes or so to get this done before I have to head out. So let me cut there while I fiddle with this, because this one-handed videos that I do are not the easiest. Alright. One thing I have just noticed is, because this bike is used all year round as my commuter in some horrible weather, there has started to see some corrosion around the pistons, and what that will do over time is that will mess about with the rubber seals that are inside, and then I'll either get brake binding, or I'll get some fluid leaking, or it will ruin the seals. So I'm going to just grab this from the bathroom, somebody's toothbrush. I'm going to give them a quick scrub with some brake cleaner, and then we'll go ahead with the brake pads. Yes, I got them the pistons cleaned up a little bit, but they need some work with some sandpaper to get them proper cleaned up. But in regards to these sintered pads, you can see that there are no grooves in them, so that straight away will give you more contact surface, so the braking should be better. Also, the pad material should be better. These grooves are normally put in place for wear markers, but also for stuff like cooling and I assume some expansion for when they get hot. But on this thing, with a top speed of 60 miles an hour, I don't think you're going to go. I don't think it's going to be a problem. But the used pads are about half, at best case, down to a quarter so it's about time. And the Grom doesn't use much in the way of consumables, so I'll chuck those on, and then we'll see how we get on. So the pads can only go in one way, so you'll get two with the two. You'll get one that has the hook over the top that goes as you're looking at the caliper to the right hand side, and the other one to the left. I did have to push in the brake pistons by hand to get them to fit, but it's just a case of pushing down on both of them with your thumbs on either one until you got some clearance to get them in, and then slip them over the brake disc. So that was a fail in the end. I put the pads in and couldn't get the piston back enough to get them on a disc. Now, when you go through here, you can already see on the brake level, the brake fluid level, that it is high. And then do you think I can get this out? No. So what I have to do is get the top off that, get a rag around the top, or remove some fluid to be able to push back the pads and then fit the discs, fit them. Next time